Hello everybody, Interiteri back again with another video. Yeah guys, it is time to preview the semifinals between Aslan Karatsev versus Novak Djokovic. And then we have the other match between Daniel Medvedev versus Stefanos Tsitsipas. Yeah guys, final four left in the draw. Who will lift the trophy from these four guys? We're gonna see that on Sunday. Let's first see these two semifinals that we have ahead of us. One will be played on Thursday between Aslan Karatsev, and the other one will be played on Friday between. One will be played on Thursday between Novak Djokovic and Aslan Karatsev, and the other one will be played on Friday between Daniel Medvedev versus Stefanos Tsitsipas. And let's start with the first one that will be played on Thursday, but that one between Aslan Karatsev versus Novak Djokovic. Yeah, guys, the journeyman, the Cinderella story is continuing. The qualifier from Russia, the 27 years old shot maker Aslan Karatsev, whom we have never heard before. I have never heard about this dude before this event. I think I read somewhere that he's playing his first ever Grand Slam tournament in his 10th attempt. He has tried to qualify for a Grand Slam 9 times, but has all those 9 times he has failed to go into the main draw because he has lost in the qualis. But for the 10th time he finally succeeded and made to the main draw as a qualifier. Aslan Karatsev, what a journey this guy has had, man. He has played some tremendous good tennis. He destroyed his first couple of opponents in the beginning of the tournament. He barely lost any games. The first 2 rounds he barely lost games, guys. I swear to you, he barely lost games. And in the 3rd round he destroyed a top 10 player who is called Diego Schwartzman, who we all know who that is. Even though Diego Schwartzman is not super dangerous on fast surfaces, but it is always really, really good and a great performance to take Diego Schwartzman in the way that he did. 6-3, 6-3, 6-3. More or less destroyed him. Diego Schwartzman didn't stand a chance. And then in the 4th round against Felix Aliassime, he was down in the score, love to down, and more or less was with one leg out of the competition and was almost in a flight home to Russia. But he turned that match around and won that battle 3-2 in the end and took down Felix Aliassime, a decent top 20 player in the world. And then in the quarters, he lost the first set against Grigor Dimitrov, the player who took out the Dominic Thiem in the 4th round. But that was not any problem for this journeyman from Russia. After he lost the first set, he took the other 3 sets and took out Grigor Dimitrov in 4 sets. We should add that Grigor Dimitrov had some kind of back problem, but who says that Aslan Karatsev would not defeat Grigor Dimitrov even if Grigor was 100% healthy? Anyway, Aslan Karatsev is in the semifinals and he has only dropped 3 sets on his way. And he is world number 114, what I know. He will face the defending champion. He will face the superior world number 1, Novak Djokovic. The number 1 seed Novak Djokovic. Of course, these two has never faced each other before, of obvious reasons, because Aslan Karatsev, he has never made it to deep rounds, so he has actually never won a tournament, Aslan Karatsev, in his entire life. He was actually last year a challenger beast. He won a lot of challenger tournaments last year, Aslan Karatsev. We should add that. but he has never won an ATP tournament in his entire life. And he will take on Novak Djokovic. Novak Djokovic doesn't need any presentation. We all know who that player is. We all know what he's achieved. 17 Grand Slam titles, and he will try to play his, I believe, 28th Grand Slam final on Sunday. I believe that he has played 27 Grand Slam finals, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me down below if I'm wrong, but I believe Novak has played 27 Grand Slam finals, and he will try to play his 28th Grand Slam final on Sunday by defeating Aslan Karatsev, and of course Aslan Karatsev will try to play his first by defeating Novak Djokovic. This is a really great story, man. I don't know last time a player who's playing his first ever Grand Slam tournament to make this deep. I don't know. It must have been a long time ago, guys, because this doesn't happen way too often. What do I believe about this matchup? Guys, look, Novak Djokovic is the huge favorite here. It is no secret. We all know this. Novak Djokovic, he should win this match. Novak Djokovic has everything to lose here. The entire world expects Novak Djokovic to win this match. Aslan Karatsev, he's the underdog here. He's the journeyman here. He's the qualifier here. He's the player who we have never heard about before this event. So Novak Djokovic, I don't remember last time Novak Djokovic was this kind of a huge favorite in a semi-final in the Grand Slams. I don't remember, because usually he faces top players in the deeper rounds in a Grand Slam. So it is really long time ago Novak Djokovic faced at least kind of a low-ranked player in a semi-final. It must be 2019 Lucas Pouille in Australian Open. But Lucas Pouille, he was not 114th ranked in the world, but he was not top 20 at least. So, but it has been a long time ago Novak faced this low-ranked player at this high stage, at this deep round semi-final. So Novak Djokovic is the huge favorite here. This match really reminds me a little about the match between Novak and Marco Cecchinato in French Open 2018. When Marco Cecchinato, the journeyman from that year in French Open, he did a great run, but he was 72nd, I believe 17th in the world ranking back then in the French Open 2018, Marco Cecchinato. So he wasn't a qualifier, if I'm not mistaken, back then. And he had a really Cinderella story there, Marco Cecchinato. Let's see if Aslan Karatsev will be the new Marco Cecchinato and do a deep run and never do anything big in his entire life ever again, like Marco Cecchinato has never done since then. Have we heard about Marco Cecchinato since then, run into 2018 French Open semifinals when he took out Novak Djokovic in the quarterfinals in 4 sets? I have a feeling that we will have the same kind of story with Aslan Karatsev. I think this will be the new Marco Cecchinato. He will be a one-hit wonder. He will make it to the semifinal, which he has done, of course. It will stop here for him, like it did for Marco Cecchinato against Dominic Thiem in the semifinals, straight sets. And for me, for Aslan Karatsev to prove me wrong, he needs to defeat Novak Djokovic. If he doesn't defeat him, he will be the new Marco Cecchinato, the new one-hit wonder. And I have a feeling this will be a new Marco Cecchinato, a new one-hit wonder. He has done a tremendous good job to take himself this deep, but I don't think he will take out Novak Djokovic. He's in the zone here, Aslan Karatsev, absolutely. He has won so many matches, starting in the qualifiers to begin with, and then in the main event with 5 victories. But he has not faced any kind of player like Novak Djokovic's caliber. Why? Because Novak Djokovic has the greatest returns of all time. So when Aslan Karatsev will serve, and when all the returns will come into the court, Aslan Karatsev, he will be shocked, because not Diego Schwartzman is not even as close as a good returner as Novak Djokovic. Felix Aliassime is not even as good as a good returner as Novak Djokovic. Grigor Dimitrov is not even as good as a returner as Novak Djokovic. Who is nobody. And Aslan Karatsev, I love his game. He's a shot maker. He has huge ground strokes, especially from the forehand. He really can hit through you with that huge forehand he has. But he doesn't have the biggest serve out there. He doesn't. Novak Djokovic has a much better serve than Aslan Karatsev. And he needs a big serve. Against the match against Grigor Dimitrov, I believe he landed 55% first serve in, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. That will not be enough against the greatest serve returner of all time. He needs to be with over 65% first serves in to have a chance here. Everything under 65, he will not take a set here. Trust me, he will not take a set. He cannot give Novak Djokovic too many looks on second serves. He cannot, because Novak Djokovic would punish him with unbelievable returns. Novak Djokovic maybe is in a little decline. Yeah, he has lost 5 sets so far. Compare that with Aslan, who has lost 3 sets. By the way, Djokovic is, of all these 4 players left in the draw, he is the player who has lost most sets. 5 sets. And the player who has lost least sets is Medvedev with 2 sets. Stefanos has lost 4 sets, and then we have Aslan Karatsev, who has lost so far 3 sets. So, Aslan Karatsev, he cannot give Novak Djokovic too many second serves, because if he does that, Novak Djokovic will kill him with returns. Like I said, Novak Djokovic maybe is a little decline in his career. Maybe. I'm seeing that in his consistency level. It's not as consistent as before. Novak Djokovic goes in and out in matches. That's why he has lost 5 sets. And some of you can say, but he has lost many of those sets with injury. I don't want to talk about that. He lost sets even before getting injured. He lost 1 set against Francis Tiafoe in the second round. Do you remember? He was not injured at all in that second round. Novak Djokovic is not unbeatable. Novak Djokovic is not Rafael Nadal like Rafael Nadal is in French Open. Novak Djokovic is not Rafael Nadal in Australian Open. He's not in the same way as invincible like Rafa is in French Open. He's not. You all know that. For God's sakes, Rafa in French Open 4 months ago, he won his 13th French Open title without dropping 1 single set. Novak has lost 5 sets so far. That shows to me, to you, to the entire world, he is beatable. So, Aslan Karatsev, if he plays good, if he doesn't do a lot of unforced errors, he did 44 unforced errors against Grigor Dimitrov and 34 winners. He cannot give Novak Djokovic that many gifts. If he does that, he will not stand a chance. He needs to play error-free tennis. He needs to play clean tennis. And he needs to take big cuts on the ball. He cannot go into the long rallies. Because if he goes into the long rallies, he will not stand a chance. Novak Djokovic maybe is in a little decline. His shot tolerance is not as good as before, Novak Djokovic. His consistency is not as good as before from the baseline. Novak Djokovic, and his backhand, I must say as well, Novak Djokovic's backhand is not quite as murderous good as it used to be when he was on his peak. But Novak's serve is as good as it's ever been. Maybe even the best serving Novak I've ever seen. Actually, I've never seen Djokovic serve as good as I've seen in this Australian Open. When has Novak Djokovic done over 20 aces in 1 single tournament like he has done in this tournament so far? 26 aces against Francis Tiafoe in the second round and 23 aces against Alexander Zverev in the quarterfinals. When have we seen Djokovic do over 20 aces in 1 single tournament? Never. So Novak Djokovic is actually serving better than ever. Novak Djokovic is returning as good as he has ever done. Novak Djokovic's returns are not declining. So even though Djokovic is more vulnerable in his older days with his consistency from the baseline, with his shot tolerance, with his shot selection, he still is exceptionally and extremely difficult to beat. And most importantly, Novak Djokovic, he is as clutch as he has ever been. What is Novak Djokovic's maybe biggest strengths besides returns and backhand and consistent from the baseline? What is his maybe biggest strength of all? His clutchness, guys. For God's sake, look how clutch he is. When the big moments arrives, he is he takes those big points. That's what separates the winner from the loser in close battles in tennis. Why do you think Rafa lost against Tsitsipas? Yeah, because Rafa didn't take his one single break punch opportunity that he had in that fifth set. He took the other three in the first two sets, but when he had his fourth break punch opportunity in that fifth set, Rafa didn't take it. Stefanos took his break punch, his only break punch opportunity in that fifth set. That was the difference. Rafa is not as clutch as Novak Djokovic. That's why Rafa actually has lost many tennis matches the last 12 months when matches have come close. Just look against Dominic Thiem. Rafa lost a close four-setter last year in Australian Open. Rafa lost a close battle against Daniil Medvedev in that semifinal in the ATP Tour Finals in London 3 months ago in the semifinal. Close three-setter. Rafa is losing close matches. When did Rafa win a close match last time? Maybe against Kyrgios in last year Australian Open in that fourth round in 4 sets, where Rafa won 2 tiebreaks. But after that, Rafa has lost a couple of close battles, my friends. That is not the case with Djokovic. Djokovic, when the matches becomes even, close, he wins the big points. He is the best in the bigger moments, guys. So, Aslan Karatsev, he has come to this far for a reason. He plays good tennis. He has firepower from the forehand, but he has a solid backhand, but I'm not super involved in his returns. I'm not super involved in his serve. And let's face it, guys, Novak Djokovic is a much better player than Aslan Karatsev. The only way I can see Aslan Karatsev win this match is if he just plays his light-out tennis, guys. He needs to play lights-out tennis. All the level he has had so far in the qualies, in his first 5 matches, it will not be enough against Djokovic. He needs to get the level even higher. He needs to serve higher than 55% like he did against Grigor. He needs to do more winners than 34 winners like he did against Grigor, because it is a different kind of animal he's facing now, guys. He will be shocked when all the serves will come back to him. He will be shocked with the serves that Djokovic... Guys, of all the 4 players that are left, in my opinion, Djokovic is the best server. Djokovic is the best server. Djokovic maybe was not the best server 2 years, 3 years ago than, say, Tsitsipas or Medvedev. But look, guys, who has been serving the best in this Australian Open so far? Djokovic. Djokovic, guys. For God's sakes, he's doing more aces than Tsitsipas. He's doing more aces than Medvedev. And for sure, he's doing more aces than Aslan Karatsev. So, Djokovic has better serve than Aslan Karatsev. Djokovic has better returns than Aslan Karatsev. Djokovic has better consistency from the baseline than Aslan Karatsev. What does Aslan Karatsev have something that Djokovic is worth? What does Aslan has? What does he have? A stroke that is better than Djokovic. A kind of a mechanic stroke that Aslan have that is better than Djokovic. Maybe the forehand, maybe, but even that can be discussed. At least, not the forehand, the entire career. Of course, Djokovic's forehand is much better than Aslan Karatsev's the entire career. Because Aslan Karatsev, what has the dude been? He's not 19 years old, he's 27 years old. But if you look at this tournament, maybe Aslan Karatsev's stroke, forehand is maybe better than Novak's in this tournament. But everything else in their games, Novak Djokovic is much better than Aslan Karatsev. I am picking Novak Djokovic to defeat Aslan Karatsev in 3 sets, in 3 close sets. He will not destroy him 6-2 or 6-3 or 6-4. No, he will not. I think he will defeat him in 3 close sets. Like 7-5, 6-4, tie break maybe. Maybe we will see 1 tie break. Maximum 1, but I doubt it, because Novak Djokovic, as good of a returner he is, he's unbelievable good returner. He will take his teeth into Aslan Karatsev's serving games before Aslan Karatsev can take himself to a tiebreak. But the question will be here: will Aslan Karatsev take his teeth into Novak's serving games? I doubt it, because Novak is a much better server than Aslan Karatsev. I predict Novak Djokovic to win this match in 3 close sets. If Aslan Karatsev proves me wrong and proves me wrong and says to the entire world, including me, no, I'm not a journeyman, no, I'm not a one-hit wonder, no, I'm not Marco Cecchinato, then I will lift my hat and I will be shocked, like the entire world will be. But I just can't see Aslan Karatsev defeat Novak Djokovic. I just can't see. Novak Djokovic has never lost a semi-final match in Australian Open, and I don't think that he will do that against Aslan Karatsev. I don't think so, but you never know. Then we have the other match between Daniil Medvedev versus Stefanos Tsitsipas. The Russian wall, the Russian bear, the world number 4, Daniil Medvedev versus the world number 5, Alexander Zverev. I'm sorry, the world number 5, Stefanos Tsitsipas. They have faced each other 6 times. It is 5-1 to Daniil Medvedev in the head-to-head. Last time they faced each other was a year ago, little more than 1 year ago. It was in ATP Tour Finals in London 2019. And in that match, it was a round-robin match, and that match, Stefanos Tsitsipas won in straight sets. Stefanos Tsitsipas was really in good shape back then, 13, 14 months ago, when he defeated Daniil Medvedev last time they played. Before that, Daniil Medvedev has won all the matches, five matches in a row. So Daniil Medvedev leads the head-to-head 5-1. They faced each other once in a slam event, and it was back in 2018 US Open second round. And that match, Daniil Medvedev won in 4 sets. The Stefanos Tsitsipas I am seeing now, this second match between Stefanos Tsitsipas and Daniil Medvedev for me is harder to predict. The first one is easier, and I'm not alone about that. I'm pretty confident that the entire world, it is easier for the entire world to predict that match. The second Grand Slam, the second semi-final in this 2021 Australian Open, for me is harder to predict. Why? Because even though Daniil Medvedev is the player who has lost least sets of all the 4 players who are left, with 2 sets, and he has looked really good, and he's in an 18th winning streak. I believe it is 18 matches in a row. It is 19 now, after he defeated Rublev. I believe it is 19. It is 19th winning streak for Daniil Medvedev. This doesn't mean that Stefanos Tsitsipas doesn't stand a chance. He has a chance, and he has a big chance. Stefanos Tsitsipas is playing, I believe, his 3rd Grand Slam semifinals in his career, and the same scenario is for Daniil Medvedev. He's also playing his 3rd Grand Slam semifinal, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it is that way. So both of these players are playing their 3rd Grand Slam semifinals. Stefanos Tsitsipas, he's trying to make his 1st ever Grand Slam final. He has never been in a Grand Slam final, like you all know. And Daniil Medvedev, we all know that he has played one Grand Slam final before in his career, and that was back in 2019 US Open against Rafael Nadal, which he lost in 5 sets. So let's see now, will Stefanos Tsitsipas play his 1st ever Grand Slam final, or will Daniil Medvedev play his 2nd Grand Slam final? Look guys, Stefanos Tsitsipas, for me, I am seeing Stefanos Tsitsipas from the 2019 ATP Tour Finals in London. That is the kind of Stefanos Tsitsipas I am seeing. Because, and when he won that tournament in 2019, that final, that ATP Tour Finals in London, that is the best Stefanos Tsitsipas I have ever seen in 2019 when he won that tournament. He defeated Medvedev, he defeated Federer on his way to that title. I remember. And it is the kind of same Tsitsipas I am seeing right now. He's hitting the ball big. He's serving great. He's returning good. Not exceptionally good, but good. Especially against Nadal in the 3rd and the 4th and the 5th set. He returned really, really good. In the first 2 sets, he was returning horribly. But the 3rd and the 4th and the 5th set, especially the 5th set, when he created a 1 break point opportunity and took it, and the same scenario is in the 4th set, when he also created a break point opportunity and took it. A couple of break points in 4th set, not one, a couple of break point opportunity he created against Nadal. So Stefanos Tsitsipas, he has improved his returns. His returns are still far from superior, but he's starting to improve his returns slowly, slightly. His backhand is still an issue, even though that stroke has also he started to improve. Stefanos Tsitsipas is reminding me now at the current moment like he played when he played in London 13 months ago when he won that title, his biggest title so far during his career. And Daniil Medvedev, he's playing like he did also in 2019 when he had that amazing final streak with 6 or 7 finals in a row. Daniil Medvedev back in 2019 after the summer, after Wimbledon. And he's playing the same. Daniil Medvedev is that kind of player. When he's on a streak, it is hard stopping him. And he is on a streak here with 19 straight victories he has had since Paris. And we all know Daniil Medvedev's strengths. He's a ball machine. It is so difficult hitting through him. He has a good serve. Really good serve, does a lot of aces. Not as many aces as Novak Djokovic, at least not in this tournament, but still he does a lot of aces. He has a great backhand. He doesn't know how to miss with that stroke. He really doesn't know. He has a flat backhand. He almost doesn't have any net clearance with that shot, with the backhand. With the forehand, he can hit it flat. He can hit it with topspin. He can do both with the forehand. With the backhand, he almost never used topspin, Daniil Medvedev. And he is so hard hitting through. And when he's in the zone, like he is at the current moment, like he has been for 2-3 months now, he doesn't know how to miss. He really doesn't know how to miss. And on top of that, he has great returns. For me, after Novak Djokovic, Daniil Medvedev is the best returner in the business. So, and of course, Tsitsipas, this will be a huge mountain for Tsitsipas to climb. Exactly like it will be for Marco Cecchinato against Novak Djokovic. But for Tsitsipas, the huge mountain to climb, it will be not as impossible, not as difficult, not as hard like it will be for Aslan Karatsev against Novak Djokovic of obvious reasons. So Tsitsipas will like his chances. He will have his chances. And I don't think Tsitsipas will be destroyed against Daniil Medvedev. I will be surprised if Tsitsipas goes to the court on Friday and Daniil Medvedev destroys him in straight sets. No, I don't think so. He has too good of a serve, Stefanos Tsitsipas. He has too good of a forehand. He really can do damage with that forehand, Stefanos Tsitsipas. In my opinion, Stefanos Tsitsipas' forehand is better than Daniil Medvedev's forehand. And Stefanos Tsitsipas does one thing that Medvedev doesn't do as good as Stefanos Tsitsipas. Stefanos Tsitsipas is a great serve plus player. When he serves, immediately after the serve, he does damage immediately from the 0 to 5 shots. Medvedev can do that as well, but not to the same extent like Stefanos Tsitsipas does. Medvedev, he likes more to drag you into long rallies. He doesn't finish the point immediately from 0 to 5 shots. He doesn't do that. Yes, sometimes he can do that, Medvedev. Yeah, I'm not saying that he cannot do, but not to the same extent as Stefanos Tsitsipas does. What do you think Stefanos Tsitsipas changed against Nadal in the 3rd and the 4th and the 5th set? Yeah, he shortened the points. In the first 2 sets, he was dragged in a little longer rallies against Nadal, and he didn't stand a chance against Nadal the first 2 sets. He lost 6-3. The first set, 6-2, the second set. But in the 3rd and the 4th and the 5th set, Stefanos Tsitsipas started to play more attacking tennis, more first strike tennis. And he will do the same against Daniil Medvedev from the get-go. He cannot afford to go into longer rallies against Daniil Medvedev. Because if he does that, he will not stand a chance. Medvedev is a much more consistent player from baseline. Medvedev does less unforced errors than Stefanos Tsitsipas. So if Stefanos Tsitsipas tries to outlast Medvedev from the baseline, he will lose this match in 3 or 4 sets. But I don't think Stefanos Tsitsipas will play that kind of game plan. He knows, he's not stupid. He knows, he has coaches, he has team around him. They will do a great game plan how to take down Daniil Medvedev. And the game plan will be serving big, going big with the forehand, taking big cuts with that shot, avoiding the backhand as much as possible, because we know Medvedev will try to attack that weaker shot from Stefanos Tsitsipas and attacking the net and trying finishing points as fast as possible. At least from 0 to 10 shots, end the point. If the point goes over 10 shots, it is pole position Daniil Medvedev. Trust me, guys. So Stefanos Tsitsipas will have his game plan clear in his head. And Medvedev, his game plan will be try to attack the backhand like Nadal did the first 2 sets with success, not so much with success the third, the fourth, and the fifth set. Try to drag in Stefanos Tsitsipas in long rallies. And when he drags in long rallies, he will squeeze unforced errors from his backhand side for sure. And that will be the game plan from Daniil Medvedev. Daniil Medvedev, I don't think he will hesitate. I don't think he will try to finish the points from 0 to 5 shots. No, that is not his style. Daniil Medvedev is a younger version of Novak Djokovic, but a worse version. Because let's face it, when Novak Djokovic was 25 years old, he was better than what Daniil Medvedev is at 25 years old. Daniil Medvedev, because he was a multiple Grand Slam winner when Djokovic was 25 years old. And Daniil Medvedev is not a multiple Grand Slam winner at 25 years old. He has not won one single Grand Slam title yet, Medvedev. So Daniil Medvedev is a worse version of a young Novak Djokovic, in my opinion. And that will, of course, cause problem to everybody in the world. And, of course, it will cause problem for Stefanos Tsitsipas as well. So the gameplay will be clear. Stefanos Tsitsipas will play first strike tennis, attacking tennis, take big cuts on the ball, avoid the backhand, and try to go around with the forehand as much as possible. Play chip and short sometimes, slice with the backhand sometimes. Try to hold that slice low in Medvedev's backhand, Medvedev's forehand, because Medvedev doesn't always like the slice. But I don't think that Tsitsipas will slice the backhand all the time. That was the mistake that Thiem and Nadal did in the ATP 2 finals in London 3 months ago, and their tactic, their game plan didn't work. So Tsitsipas, he knows this. He will not slice every single backhand. He will sometimes slice, sometimes hit flat, sometimes hit with topspin. He will do different things, Stefanos Tsitsipas. So that is the game plan for Stefanos Tsitsipas. For Medvedev's plan, he will try to go into long rallies, try to make this match physical, try to make this match long, he will attack the net sometimes because Medvedev can play serve and volley sometimes, which people actually forget. He's actually good at the net, Medvedev. He's an underrated net player, in my opinion. Medvedev, of course, will try to serve bombs. He has a big serve, especially the first serve. Medvedev sometimes he lands too little first serves in. It sometimes can be under 60%, at least under 65% sometimes. And if you think how big he is, how tall he is, he should at least be around 70% in landing first serves. But Medvedev is almost never in 70% in landing first serves. And the case is for Stefanos Tsitsipas as well. He's a big dude too. He doesn't land crazy many first serves in. I believe Tsitsipas landed 62% first serves in against Nadal. And considering how tall Tsitsipas is, he should land more first serves in. Djokovic and Nadal, they are both shorter than both Medvedev and Tsitsipas. They land more first serves in. It has to do with the technique. Djokovic probably and Nadal probably have better technique when it comes to serving, and that's why they are landing more first serves in than both Medvedev and Tsitsipas. Anyway, that will be the gameplay for Medvedev. He will try to go big with the serve. He will try to go into long exchanges to drain down, to wear down Stefanos Tsitsipas like Medvedev is an expert. Medvedev is an expert. Medvedev is a machine to drain down, to wear down his opponents. Medvedev he's like a chess player, guys. He is smart out there. He's a problem solver. He is really good at solving problems. So, and he's really good physically. You don't see Medvedev tired. You never see Medvedev tired. Stefanos Tsitsipas is also good physical athlete. You don't see Stefanos Tsitsipas tired as well. They are young guns. I believe Medvedev is 25 years old and Stefanos Tsitsipas is 23 years old. So they are young, they are fresh, they are hungry, and they are really good athletes, both of them. I think this second semifinal will be much closer than the first one. I think this second semifinal can go either way. I don't quite see that the first one can go either way, to be quite honest. Yeah, maybe Aslan Karatsev shocks the world and defeats Novak Djokovic. If he does, that will be a shock. at least for me, and I believe that for you too, and for the entire world. You never know. It is sport. The match needs to be played. But I have difficulty seeing Aslan Karatsev taking 3 sets from Novak Djokovic. A big serving Novak Djokovic, like he's serving and like he's returning, and with his clutchness that Djokovic have, all these 3 things that Djokovic have, big serves, at least in this tournament, great returns like it has been the case the entire career, and the clutchness that Djokovic have in him like it has been the entire career, at least since his big breakthrough in 2011 and forward. I can see how Aslan Karatsev will take 3 sets from Novak Djokovic. So that first match, I more or less can see going in only one way, and that is the Djokovic way. In this second one, I can really see this match can go both ways. I know that Medvedev probably is the favorite from majority of the tennis people in the world. I know that, including me. I had him as my number 2 pick before this tournament started, and I believe that he will go to the final before the tournament started. Have I changed my mind? That is the big question here. Have I changed my mind? Do I believe Medvedev still will go to that final, or do I believe that Stefanos Tsitsipas will play his first ever Grand Slam final? I am picking Medvedev still to go to the final, even though I'm really liking Stefanos Tsitsipas' game so far in Australian Open. He's hitting the ball clean, especially with the forehand. He's serving great. He's playing really good at the net. He's returning decent. But I just think that Daniil Medvedev, he will be just too difficult taking down in 3 sets. He's in that kind of a hot streak with 19 winning matches in the streak in the row. Yeah, all the streaks will end someday. All the streaks. Maybe Daniil Medvedev's streak ends on Friday, but I just feel that Medvedev, he will be too solid from the baseline. He will be too consistent. His backhand will not break down. His forehand can sometimes break down. I know that. But I just feel that Medvedev, he will hold his game together more than Tsitsipas. I believe that the match will be close. I don't think that Medvedev beats Tsitsipas in straight sets. I will be surprised. I'm going to be honest. I will be little surprised if Medvedev takes down Tsitsipas in straight sets like he did with Rublev. Let's face it, Rublev, he just isn't as good of a tennis player as Stefanos Tsitsipas. He isn't. Rublev is reminding me a kind of a new David Ferrer. Rublev, he defeats all these lower ranked players, but when it comes to top 10 players, he loses. Let's look at Rublev. His 3rd Grand Slam quarterfinal, I believe. His 4th Grand Slam quarterfinal. This was his 3rd consecutive Grand Slam quarterfinal. He played one in French Open, lost there. He played one in US Open, lost there against Medvedev. He played one, and now he played in Australian Open, lost there. And I believe of all these 4 Grand Slam quarterfinals that Rublev has played, I believe that he has lost all of them in straight sets. Maybe took 1 set from Stefanos Tsitsipas in French Open quarterfinal. I don't remember quite. I don't have that result in top of my head. But I know that he lost in 3 or in 4 sets against Tsitsipas, Rublev in the quarterfinal. So Rublev, he has become the new David Ferrer. Beats all the lower ranked players, but when it comes to the top 10, he loses all the time. So Stefanos Tsitsipas is not Rublev. He will give Daniil Medvedev a hell of a run. And I think this match actually have potential to go to 5 sets. That is my feeling. I believe that this match can go to 5 sets. Why not? If Filip Krajinovic could take 2 sets from Daniil Medvedev in the 3rd round, why shouldn't Stefanos Tsitsipas also take 2 sets? But in the end, I think that Medvedev just will be a little stronger. I give my slight edge to Medvedev here. I give 51% chance to Medvedev and 49% chance to Tsitsipas. This will be a close battle, guys. I will be surprised if we see a straight set victory for neither one. I don't think Medvedev beats Stefanos Tsitsipas in straight sets, and I don't think Tsitsipas defeats Medvedev in straight sets. I think this will be a tough, close battle. I think this goes to 5 sets, and in 5 sets, I think Medvedev will be the stronger one. So I'm picking Medvedev defeating Stefanos Tsitsipas in 5 sets, 3-2. And I think we'll have a slow-pump final between the world number 1, the defending champion, the 17 times Grand Slam champion Novak Djokovic versus the Russian bear, the Russian wall, the Russian ball machine from Russia, Daniel Medvedev on Sunday. That is, these two players, I believe, will face in the final on Sunday. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this long 40 minutes video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and see you next time. Peace.